I finally have made somewhat of a breakthrough creatively in photo and video and directing of photo and video. Let me explain. Late last year, I decided to finally make the switch after 10 plus years of using Canon cameras and switching it to Sony cameras. So I had a Canon R6 Mark II, phenomenal camera, decided to switch it out for a Sony a6700 camera. And there's no looking back. It's just, I love Sony. I'm a Sony fanboy now when it comes to consoles and cameras, and I just can't see myself using anything else as a primary shooting camera. With that being said, I'm not trying to sell to you that you need to go drastically change your camera system or go get new tech or any of that kind of stuff that's going to change your life. I basically didn't spend any money out of pocket. Because my Canon R6 Mark II was worth so much, I was able to just kind of do a swap and get a brand new Sony a6700. It was also on sale, so that's why I did it. And I was in a creative rut, and I wanted something to just help jumpstart it, and that was a very cost-effective way, because of the trade, to get it. So that's why I did that. And man, I'm really liking the Sony interface. I'm really liking shooting in log, which I could do with my Canon, but I just didn't do it as much, and now I'm just forced myself to learn. I have a new camera I really want to test what the Sony a6700 can do. I decided to shoot in log footage and start color grading and color correcting a lot more. Just focusing on the little details that you should be focusing on already, but I'm learning. And man, I just starting to feel so liberated with my decisions when it comes to me being on set or being at work, where if I'm on a set or I don't do weddings, but if I'm on some event and I'm doing photography or videography, something like that. And I shot a music video that hopefully y'all will see very soon, and this was my first time directing, doing the whole process from beginning to end, directing, shooting, and editing. Usually I do two or one of the three, but not all three. And this is my first time doing it with this camera, and it was an amazing experience, and I just felt more in the moment. I felt more in the moment. And again, I don't want to make this about the camera. This is just a coincidence, but in terms of just all my experience, period, with no matter what camera I'm using, I finally hit a breakthrough by just the constant grind I've been on. It's really not about the camera. It's more about the grind I put myself through because I bought a new camera, and I just have finally found a way to kind of go the flow. Because usually how I'd approach shooting music videos or shooting films or shooting events is that I'll have a predetermined plan, get there, not really stray away from that plan, and I kind of would just be like, look, more is better, and not just shooting a million shots, but just quantity will help me because there'll be good batch in that quantity. Again, I don't want to make it sound like I was just shooting anything and everything, but you get my point. Now I'm going on set and being a little bit more spontaneous with it. Don't get me wrong, I have a game plan, I have a shot list, but I go in there and I really don't limit myself before I get to where I need to work. For example, the music video, we had a plan, we pre-done it, we did a great pre-production actually, and we really had a solid plan. We got there, and some of the shots didn't work as well as I wanted to when I was just not even while I was shooting it, but when I was setting up the shots. I was we could do something better. We do something more creative. We don't have time to just do something completely different because there's certain shots we have to get that just lines with the story. But it's okay, within what we planned, there's creativity. There's wiggle room for creativity here, and we need to utilize that. Before, I wasn't utilizing that space for creativity. I would just be no, that's winging it, and that's dangerous. And while it still is kind of dangerous, it can be. That's the whole point of creativity. is to use that danger zone and make something beautiful with it. And that's not what I was doing before. So now I'm on set and I'm like, okay, the lighting, for example, how can we play with this lighting and do something really, really interesting, cool, and unique? Oh, hey, I know we didn't put this in the pre-production, but we could do a silhouette performance shot. So we can have you performing against a window, and because of the sunlight radiating from the window, you'll be blacked out, and it'll be like a silhouette, like a shadow, performing your song. That's something that's really cool. It fits the theme of what we're doing. Let's do that. And we did that. Now before, I wouldn't have been able to think of that as much, or like maybe even if I thought about it, I wouldn't have wanted to execute it because either I'll be second guessing it or I'll be like, oh, it'll add more time. It was funny. We actually finished 2 hours early. We actually finished 2 hours earlier in that shoot than expected. So those are the type of things that's really interesting. In a photography perspective, right? I went to a barbecue, 4th of July barbecue, and our cookout, and like it was so interesting because the photos I captured were so much more organic feeling than usual. You know, sometimes I'll go and be like, hey, can y'all smile for a picture? I'd make it so staged. And even if the people didn't notice it was staged, like people viewing the photos, I knew it was staged, and it didn't always fit right with me. Recently, though, I've been really doing more street photography. So I've been really out there trying to just get people in the moment. So instead of like posing people, I do a portrait shoots and stuff like that. Like I'm used to doing that. That's my bread and butter. I've been doing street photography, which is more, hey, point shoot, get raw moments, get beautiful moments, get sad moments, get happy moments, get frustration, capture different moments and different emotions in different moments. And so thanks to that training I've been basically put myself through, now when I go to like events, I'm starting to shoot way differently now. Like now I'm capturing people in a lot more organic, happy moments. I'm really starting to capture really candid moments, and it's been something that's really been beautiful to see. And I know you may be watching this or listening to this and be like, duh, that's what you're supposed to do. I understand that, but we all have to start from somewhere. And even though I'm also probably not explaining it as well as how I really feel about it, but trust me, it's just really liberating, and it's helping me shoot way more efficiently. And not only that, more than anything else, it's making me more confident in what I'm shooting, regardless of camera. I even did some BTS footage of the shoot from the music video on a camcorder I've had since 2008. So I brought that on the set and shot with that. I even like that footage. Like, bro, my mind's open right now, and so much creativity is flowing through, and I just feel like anything is possible. I feel like I can go on a set and make do with what I have, and that's been a new thing for me. Not that I feel like I've always had the strong, like the newest tech, because I never had that. I don't have the money to be getting all this gear, even renting gear sometimes. Sometimes it's like years of saving up for something. I finally get it, and I just do with that, get the money with that, then upgrade later. But now it's like, I just feel like so much things are possible. And it's very interesting to see what's possible when you're at the event and you're starting to see the world differently through your lens, and it's starting to show in my photography and videography, in my opinion, and also how I direct. I really feel like I'm getting better and more comfortable directing people and understanding the leadership of that role now, and like really able to get more out of my actors or subjects. Like I'm getting way more out, and it's always been a collaborative process, but I'm so used to sometimes working, like especially when I started out, with people who didn't know what they were doing. So I always had to kind of overcompensate for that. But now that I'm starting to get to that level where I'm working with people who've done this before and professionals, it's way more of a collaborative effort, and I'm really starting to understand and feel comfortable voicing my opinions, listening to others, getting their feedbacks, incorporating different ideas that I didn't think myself, which I always like to do. But sometimes, again, people are so new and shy they either didn't voice it or it was something that couldn't really be done as much. But now it's way more of the collaborative way that I love about filmmaking and photography and the creative process overall. So I made this video basically just to say I'm really happy about where I am creatively. I do feel like I'm at a different level creatively, and I feel like it's boundless, and now it's just time for me to understand the business side of this. Once I start executing the business side of things and the exposure side of things, not film exposure, but like exposure for the business, I can start really graduating to a different level. But right now, I'm just happy creatively. I'm really starting to find my way where I thought I lost my way in the beginning. So, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on where you're at in your photography or videography or directing journey. Like, where are y'all at? Are y'all just starting? Are y'all intermediate? Are y'all experts? Like, I love talking to people on all different levels and really getting feedback and really chopping it up with y'all in that regard. So, see you on the next one. Peace out.